China has made a groundbreaking discovery that could revolutionize the global energy industry, and it was hiding in plain sight all along. The country's nuclear test site, located in the remote Xinjiang region, has revealed a resource worth an estimated $300 million. And that's not what you might expect. This incredible find could have major implications for China's energy future and may even upend the current balance of power in the global energy market. So, are we witnessing the birth of a new superpower in the making? After years of nuclear testing and military activity, the Lopner nuclear test site in Xinjiang, China, was left highly contaminated and devoid of life. However, in recent years, efforts have been made to restore the environment and even capitalize on the resources found there. One of the key projects in restoring the area is the Lopner Wild Camel National Nature Reserve, which was established in 2001. This reserve is home to a variety of endangered species, including wild camels, and has become a popular tourist attraction. In addition, the area has been found to contain significant reserves of lithium, a crucial mineral for the production of electric vehicle batteries. The Chinese government has invested heavily in the development of these resources, and it is estimated that the value of the lithium reserves in the Lopner region alone is around $30 billion. The importance of these resources to China is significant, as the country aims to become a global leader in electric vehicle production and reduce its reliance on imported lithium. The development of domestic lithium reserves can also provide economic benefits and create jobs in the region. It's interesting to know that the area was once a thriving civilization and a place where people lived. The construction of reservoirs and other human activities caused the lake to dry up, leading to the deterioration of the environment and the displacement of residents. The nuclear test further worsened the situation and made the area uninhabitable. Also, it's impressive to know that despite the damage caused by human activities, there are efforts being made to revive the area and explore its potential resources. The discovery of precious resources worth $30 billion is a significant development, and it could have important implications for China's economy and national security. After an extended period of abandonment, Lopner underwent a remarkable transformation in the late 20th century. Pockets of water began to surface in the low-lying areas of the desert, which sparked a keen interest among Chinese geologists. In 1996, a team of Chinese geologists formed an expert group to launch a research initiative on Lopner. Subsequent field surveys and studies conducted by climatologists revealed that the Lopner region was experiencing a relatively humid phase. This rise in precipitation levels has caused the groundwater in Lopner to surge, and when the subterranean karst caves reach their full capacity, the surplus water spills over onto the ground, resulting in the emergence of water in the previously dry lakes one after the other. Concurrently, Chinese geologists have discovered that the underground potassium salt will continue to penetrate the groundwater of Lopner and flow out to the ground. Consequently, the water in these lakes contains a significant quantity of minerals such as potassium, sodium, magnesium, and others. Simultaneously, Chinese geologists discovered that the subterranean potassium salt would continue to infiltrate the Lopner groundwater and discharge out with the groundwater to the ground. The water in these lakes contains a significant amount of potassium, sodium, magnesium, and other minerals. The salt content of the lake here is even higher than that of seawater. Therefore, Chinese geologists began exploring the possibility of super-large underground potash deposits in Lopner. Later, it was found that the potash mines reserves reached 250 million tons, with an assessment of over $30 billion. For Lopner, which has been abandoned for decades, it is undoubtedly a stunning piece of news. China is considering investing to develop potash mines in Lopner, which would be processed into potash fertilizers for agricultural production. This is a significant investment as the country plans to build a large fertilizer processing plant in the area within the next decade. However, some people have raised concerns about the history of Lopner, which used to be a nuclear weapons test site. Despite the atomic bomb explosion that occurred in Lopner in the past, it is important to note that the nuclear radiation emitted by the explosion has a short half-life period, which means that it quickly decays. As a result, the resources in Lopner can still be used by humans without any adverse effects on their health or the environment. While some may have concerns about the history of Lopner, it is important to evaluate the situation based on the current scientific understanding of radiation and its effects. With proper precautions and safeguards in place, there's no reason why the resources in Lopner cannot be used for the benefit of society. As China moves forward with its plans, it will be important to continue monitoring the situation and ensuring that all appropriate measures are taken to protect both people and the environment. It's worth noting that the impact of the atomic bomb explosion in Lopner has been gradually declining for more than 10 years. The radioactive substances produced have been washed away by the rain, and the area of the lake in Lopner has been expanding, which has helped to dilute the radiation levels. This phenomenon is not unique to Lopner, as we have seen similar examples in other regions that have experienced nuclear accidents. For instance, Hiroshima, Japan, which suffered from the Little Boy atomic bombing, was rebuilt into a thriving tourist city just 13 years later. This example demonstrates that with proper planning and management, the development of Lopner can be done safely, without posing any significant risk of nuclear radiation. Moreover, if China can successfully mine potash in Lopner, it could have significant implications for agricultural production in the region. Potash is a critical component in fertilizers, and increasing the supply of this resource could help to improve food security and support the growth of the agricultural sector. To be more precise, the potash mines in Lopner are critical to China's agricultural sector, as the country heavily relies on fertilizers to support food production. In the 1950s, China built several fertilizer factories with the assistance of the Soviet Union. However, the demand for fertilizers has continued to grow, and China needs to find new sources of potash to meet this demand. Additionally, the investment by China could create new jobs and stimulate economic development in the area. It is true that China's chemical fertilizer factories have an annual output of less than 1 million tons, which is insufficient to meet the enormous domestic demand for chemical fertilizers. Domestic potash fertilizers, on the other hand, can only satisfy 15% of the domestic market demand. Potassium fertilizer is essential for the growth of plants and crops, as it affects the photosynthesis process and ultimately the yield of crops. China is a large agricultural country, but the area of arable land in China is limited, accounting for only 7% of the world's arable land. With a population of over 1.4 billion people, the demand for food is high. Therefore, China must increase the unit output of crops to increase the total grain output. China's agricultural sector heavily relies on chemical fertilizers for food production, with a significant portion of potash fertilizers being imported from other countries. In the past, China has had to import more than 3.8 million tons of potash fertilizer every year, making it the country with the largest potash fertilizer import volume in the world. The increasing cost of potash fertilizers on the global market has resulted in higher import costs for China, thereby increasing the cost of agricultural production in the country. With the discovery of the potassium salt mine in Lopner, China has the opportunity to reduce its reliance on foreign imported potash fertilizers and ensure the stability and safety of its grain production. By developing the Lopner potash mine project, China will be able to decrease its demand for imported potash fertilizers, ultimately saving a large amount of capital costs. The successful development of the Lopner potash mine project would not only benefit China's agricultural sector, but also contribute to the country's overall economic growth. By reducing its reliance on imports and increasing its domestic production, China can become more self-sufficient and reduce its vulnerability to price fluctuations in the global market. Therefore, it is crucial for China to make up its mind to build the Lopner potash mine project well. The investment in the project would not only bring economic benefits, but also contribute to the country's food security and sustainable development.